Am I back? Wow. I'm back. Back on MathPowerland YouTube. Hey, how's it going in there? It's a little dusty. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm clocking quite a few thousand followers on Instagram. Told you over and over again. If you want to find where I am, I've always been where I am. Continuing. Just not on platforms that have problems with me saying, is this a monkey's point of view? Because I don't have any monkey DNA in my blood type. Sorry, no monkey dork, monkey do, right? Or was it monkey dork, right? If they tell you you're a monkey, and they said all the monkeys are now dorking for the great redork, dorkers orders, now it's time for you to dork with us. To be the dork you've always been. Dork it up. Go for a double dork. Why don't you get a booster dork? Why don't you get the dork booster to the first two dorks? You know what? Seeing that you're a dork, once a dork, it just gets dorkier. Dorkness before the storm, right? And it's a great redorkening for a lot of these dorks that are coming out of the dork closet, coming out of the dork, basically. And so they take the dork. They are dorks. They fall for dorks. Dorks come out for. YouTube was dorking out. So if there's like a glitch, it was trying to redork to itself. To the dork, where all the dorks are, watching us in secret dorkness to see who's dorked and who's not. Because I know there's some people out there who are against dorking, the great dorkening, the double dorking, the triple down dork, right? Right? You know what? You're not a dork. You go, this is fucking dorky. Fucking dork's telling me to fucking take some of his dork juice and put it into my body so I can be maybe dorked. So I can become I'm no fucking dork. And we looked at all these people going, time to dork. It's like we're going to dork. And I'm like, are you coming? And I'm like, no. You guys are doing this? That's a dork. Sorry, Google was trying to dork itself together. It came up with this amazing code word for their great redork of humanity, right? So you go around with, your dorky's dork and, your daddy's, and, right? Who's your dorky? Your dad. Your dad's the dork. He's the head dork. You're from a fucking family dork, not a tree. If anything, it's the dorkiest tree in the fucking forest, right? And the dorks don't land too far from the dork, right? You look at him and you see him like his Dorky's dad, Dorky's dork, right? Or I don't know if it's Dorky's dork. It's like letter and lesser when you rent the place. Who's the letter and who's the lesser? Who's the dorky and who's the dork? Whatever. It's the patriarch. I think the dad is the dork. And then when it's a little one from the dork, it's a dorky. So dorky's talking to dork, his big dork. Not big brother, not big daddy, not father nature, not mama nature. Even though most of the women run out of the forest. Too many bugs. It's the big dork, and you've been dorked. This was you weren't tricked. I fucking saw this. I was like, that's not a trick. Because if it's going to be a good trick, I don't call it out on the TheNASAchannel on YouTube, and then you ban it your first day in office, Biden, because I called out the dorking like from 2008. And I said it would be a response to us taking on the dorks and their little dork monkey image. Right? And I said, that's the only way they can come directly at us, because it's like people are like, oh, you flat earthers. It's like, why is the Pentagon and the police storming the homes of flat earthers? It's flat. Oh my God, they lied. They had to make a proxy event, you see, so that every little action they do is exactly the same actions that would be shutting down flat earth proving itself. You can't leave. You're not going to take out your measuring tape and leave your house. You're not going to go past 15 minutes. Because of the globe, right? So they're racing to save their fucking deception, right? And then what they did is they came out and they tried to gather and round up all. They got it. I think that guy Fokker up in like the Indian guy, the level Earth guy up in like Toronto, came back from like a level plane sort of conference that I don't go to because it's filled with agents. Okay, he'll be crossing the border at this time. Like Mark Sargent, like just Yeah, okay, yeah. So he's leaving on this day. Boom. Make sure that he has a problem getting into Canada. They follow him. He disappears, probably gets tubed, dorked, and then he's gone into perpetual dorkness. And you know what? He didn't have Christ. He didn't know God. He's one of those universe initiate doing that crap. You know, like freeze frame that? Huh? Freeze frame this. The back of my hand, because even if you are capos, you're still in the fucking prison, psycho. You just like being in the prison and bossing around the people that are captive. That's what you like to do, right? So I'm not dorked, of course, you know that. I told you they were going to like, we need to get out and go to Central America, which is where I am right now. Like I'll show you around the place after this is done because I got Clay holding it up. I mean, this is my new venture. I close it up. The Alpha and the Omega, right? The beginning and the end. It started with Clay. And the flat earth led me to what was beneath my feet, the shape. And then in that was like, hey, hello, living organism that when you put it on, it stores the sun's energy and is like a bandage and regenerates and rebuilds cells and therefore reverses aging. So I'm a new threat. I'm a whole new threat. I'm not the guy who just started, hey, your globes are fake. Hey, it's flat. Oh my God, there's more land across Antarctica. Wow, look how they react, like as if they're paranoid we'll ever penetrate and find a continent that's probably just 100 miles inland and tropical with a second sun that we see on cameras. They're like filming the stations down in Antarctica, all of it. But now I replace the entire hospital industry. I replace their carbon footprint. All that fucking plastic and the syringes. I spent the year out in Central America trying to clean up a beach so I could put down my tent. And it was just, I made piles. 70% medical waste, right? And then 20%. It was 78% cosmetic, pharmaceutical, hygiene, medical, hospital, masks and needles. And then like they try to say, people doing heroin. No, this is a virgin beach off a jungle. This is from the fucking cruise ships, the drunk boats, the puke ships where they go overboard. And if they're too drunk, the boomer somersaults off the edge and they're like, I lost them in the night. Too drunk, puking over the edge. Go on Oprah. So sad. Blame the Royal Caribbean president. Right? You're a boomer, got too drunk, ate too much, started puking. You went over the railing. You know, and there's your insulin needles and your skull. Right? I thought it was blubber, but it was a boomer. No, I'm sorry. A doomer. But hey, didn't they pave the way? I'm not talking about the bloomers who are here. Okay? Right? Right. So I hope you didn't dork. I hope you didn't fake. You took a dork. You didn't do that, did you? You've heard of practice, right? There's a doctor, he can get you your paper. Some of the dorkiest people never even know that you can fake being a dork. And you don't have to be a dork. Like, at least on the inside. But you're still a card-carrying dork. That's like, I don't believe in Satanism or drinking blood, but now that they run the government, they're either going to drink my blood, so I might as well pretend I'm a card-carrying Luciferian. I got my card, don't drink my blood. Vampire. But when it comes around later on, which I'm going to make it happen, because it turns out most of the people who dorked are dorks who think this is a real photo. No flat earthers took it. See, that's what I brought to the round table as a knight of the Templar. You don't know who I am. You don't know my family built New Ross, Nova Scotia. That we were there first. Way before Canada or the US. And no, the story you hear about your big rebel against the Roman Empire. Truth. And when they put things in the Bible like houses of clay don't stand, it's because they do. Be careful of the apostle, because its philosophy is apostasy. Google read dorks. Cut split screen. Google dorked. Connect the dorks. No, they can't. They can't connect. Dorks can't connect the dork. They don't go, hey, wait a minute. That guy, he was in the computer. He was computer dork, and now he's like into dorking me. Update dork, up dork, up dork. Dorkers orders. Stop dorking around. You know what I mean? Like, come clean. If you have a fake paper, well, you know what? The head dork of all this, Billy Goats, he said, there will be a second one, and it'll be most likely be man-made. And it's like his little like dials. You dialing up womanhood? Huh, Billy Goat? And is that his real name? Pass a bill. Close the gates. Got a problem with bills. I'm Bill Clinton, right? Bill Gates, right? So if you faked it, I got some bad news for you. Because, you know, and this is where I urge anybody who's got a fake paper now to work for me. And what you're going to do, because I have a lot of them, is you're going to be my undercover cop, health cop. So what you're going to do is you're going to give me all the names, because when somebody says I got a fake vaccine pass, but so do I. You know, they go, wow, yeah, I had to, yeah, and then they start, right? But if I'm against it, and you have a fake one, either you really like me and you're a real punk rock rebel, which means you're my cop, and you say I had to, and I don't like it, I'm against it, but I mean, like, it's Canada, they're going crazy up there, I want to get my shit out. And you have a story, and you know, my ex was going to take my, and I got custody, whatever it is, but it makes sense for you to break up with your significant other during the end of the world, because that's an added layer of fucking problems you may not want to add right now. Just assure her, I know I'm an asshole right now, but I'm trying to fucking save us. Or her as well to him. Just trust me, because I know you don't, but we need to stay together. Two's better than none. But whatever, if he dorked or she dorked off, then it's like, you know what I mean? And I already said the ant word, so but the title of this, I couldn't put in code. So the title of this is the legal, it's a separate issue from the dorking. Okay, dorky? So it's like, I'm talking about the V word and not dorky. They're two separate things. One is like, once a dork, always a dork. There's no stopping dorks from dorking themselves or getting more dorked up, right? And so they just get dorkier with age. Dorks get dorkier with age, most of the time. Most of the time. Well, I was surprised to see some people that were like, I thought were cool, and they dorked out. And I was like, no, they weren't. And I had a feeling they would dork, or they would get out dorked, right? But I'm not talking about when I'm talking about somebody who is faking themselves with something they claim they're against. No, I'm against the vaccine. No, I had to. Well, it's like, but you know, you're on record. You're on record with the WHO as taking it. And you know what? After like 2 years of like investigating this and compiling a database, and I want you have a chance now to not end up in the camps, because they are a bioweapon, and they will not be allowed to give their blood to the unvaccinated. They're going to pass a bill in the US. It's up for being passed. It's going to be passed in other countries and probably by counties, which means you're infected with something. So at what point are you infected? Are you contagious as the thing you took the V for? Because they said that thing lives on surfaces. You're a surface. You're a walking, moving table with the germ on it at Dunkin' Donuts. The reason why they had only 25% capacity, we have to get all the tables. We can't have you, there's like a lineup trying to get in and eat these donuts. So we have to cut it down by 75% so we can keep cleaning these tables. Maybe take more surfaces out of the surface, right? No one's going to have it on their shoes. Like, God forbid is anybody would have it on. How would they have it on the heels of their boots? Walking in the endless outdoors where people spit and blow their nose and like walk on snot and dogs lick like needles and PCRs from the garbage can and hospital waste. They're carnivores. They like blood. You ever see a dog in the fucking trash bin outside of a hospital? Or like going somewhere? And I'm fighting off the dogs here in Central America. Right? So, why would you become something you claim you're against? Why would you fake yourself? Why would you fake yourself? Be. You know what being is, really? Being everything you're not. Sorry, not being everything you're not. Being is just, you just aren't what you don't like. And you know what that also is? The truth. Now, some might say, truth, is that mind control from God if you're a Christian? You know, it's funny because most of the people that faked it claim they believe in God or Christ. No, sorry. Most of the people who didn't take it are firm believers in God and Christ and not in churches. And the people who faked it don't believe in Christ. Some of them don't even believe in God. They just believe in universe. Pray to the universe. What about the one who made it? Right? What about the one who made it? You know, it's like, what a nice table. Harold made it. Oh, I don't care about Harold. The table is nice. I'm going to kneel down and pray to it. You think I'm going to like idolize your husband just because he made it? The table is amazing. I see people in the Orthodox Church praying the paintings and they wanted me to gather around. I said, I can't do this. You know what I mean? I paint paintings. You can't make me stand in front of your fireplace. I mean, I love these people. I just can't do it. You can't make me like say a prayer at a painting of the person. It's idolatry. I do believe in that the Muslims are right about that. But what are you going to do when Roundup 2023 begins? Because they're going around and they're infecting people, the ones who did dork. They're a problem. They're a problem. They're sick now. They're causing sickness, taxing real immunity constantly. It didn't work out, and now you got a second one that's man-made. Right? If I go thicker with this, guess what I do? If I go like an inch, wet red kaolin clay, guess what happens? I start to suck their shit out, and I de-dork you. I undo what the dorker did to you. Not that I have that problem. I'm at 0 point, which means I don't have any problems. So now I'm just reverse aging. I'm going to reverse age right in front of you. It's going to blow your fucking mind. Watch. Start with the red clay, and then I do complementary colors to the red clay. I do a complementary color of red to red. I do blue. And then I'm going to do a complementary color to blue, which is pink. And I'm going to do a complementary color to pink and blue and red, which is yellow. And you're going to start to see the cells on my face reverse and repair. and cell decay stops. What happens when you can repair cells and stop cell decay? You change the aging rate, you reverse aging, you don't need sin. I brush my teeth with clay. I use red clay on my hair. I was going bald here. That's why I took a break, because every time I would laugh at my jokes, I'd go, ha, ha, ha. And then you'd all see like, he's going bald, unfollow. And then I was like, I can't do this. This was all going away. That's the reason I'm here, is I was in such a panic going bald. I said, I gotta find clay. I know clay is gonna regrow my hair. Actually, I used the clay to pull out a tumor out of my ear. And I even used red clay to reduce what they called turbo cancer cysts from somebody who took 2 dorks with the red clay as well. But it's not just the red clay. It's the pink clay. It's the yellow clay. It's the blue clay that I mix with shea butter and raw cream. It's all the things I'm going to do today. Shave with pink clay. I have no lizard neck. I'm going on 53 soon, men. What's going to be really, really funny for me, because I get the last laugh. I told you, don't fuck with me. Is when I'm 60, I'm going to look younger than I look right now. Or I won't change. What were they using if they say they were 500 to 800 years old in the Bible? What were they using back then before the snake took control of all your healing? Hospitality. It's like every time you go to the hospitality, real word of hospitality, hospital, snakes there too. Anytime you go to the snake hotel in a snake bus, you know, with the snake people, right? The ambulance drivers with their little flying snake around the stick. You know the jokes. If you know the NASA channel, you know I've been talking about this for more than a decade, right? And so when you go in there, you're going to die. If you got something serious, you're probably going to die. The number one killer, according to Johns Hopkins University, in a study in 2007, I believe, the number one killer in the United States of America is hospitals. Not guns, not fentanyl, hospital. Well, no wonder. Snakes aren't friendly. Go and pet a snake, the snake will bite. The snake always, it can't deny its nature, is to bite. The main function of snake is biting. That's why it always blows your mind when you see somebody out at the wharf. Guy's got a snake around there. He's not getting back. He took the fangs out. He cheated. You want to see somebody who's really got a pet snake? That's a snake charmer. Redork. Dork and redork. It's like rejoice. We rejoice, they redork. Rejoice, we are true in blood and are covenant with God and this in God in flesh as Christ, right? And the blood he shed. I wouldn't change my blood after all that bloodshed from God coming in flesh and the covenant he made to save me, my blood, my life through his blood, changing my blood. And in denying Christ and being made in the image of God, and that doesn't suffice. I need a little help from a boner pill company. It makes you wonder if all these people, because they're all old men, Boris Johnson, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, Anthony Fauci, he's in a Zoom with 4 soy boy, like off-Broadway soft man. Who say soft man? Can I say soft man? Everything's going code here now. Don't like women. And they're all giddy in their little apartments during lockdown like as if Fauci's going to come and tuck them in, fuck them in, like he's going to come and fuck them under the covers, and he's kind of happy to be there, like it's like the bathhouse that nobody talks about, right? All of them. You know, when they get a box or a crate of vaccine from Pfizer, is there like, and there's like a little surprise in there as well? No, you didn't. It's on the house. You got a 5-year supply. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a hard on all day. It's like they're probably handing out dick pills to all these little guys. There's nothing worse. If you're a billionaire and you're the leader of the free world, or you're this powerful and you can actually tell everybody kneel and they all, or dork and they all dork, you know, but you can't get a hard on. I think your choice for coming up with a vaccine will be the company that makes Viagra. Oh, looky here, it was. Oh, Pentagon chooses Pfizer for making the world-saving drug. You gonna get me hooked up after? Just like you said, lifetime supply, huh? It's like, because this thing ain't working. And you know they're getting free fucking boner pills. You know it. You know Albert Bourla's barking at the government of Argentina. Well, if you can't pay, put up all of your, you will put up your embassies and consulates. And he's just under his desk is this fucking tent, you know? Like he's probably, because he's a veterinarian, he probably attached the end of a donkey's dick on him. This is not for children, okay, YouTube? I said that clearly. And strike against your strike against your strike. I don't know how fat I don't know what their sexuality is, neither do you. So I accept that I won't pick one for you because I don't know which one you are. So, and then you know what? That's, you know, like it's got to be definitive. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and the stuff I heard about like using cadaver vaginal canals, and I don't want to go into, that's a whole other topic, you know. But this is far, far from the man was made from clay. This was made from clay. This floor was made from clay. This is all clay. Right? Kaolin clay, the composition, mineral composition, compound composition of kaolin clay is the thing in all of nature that we know of that is the most like the mineral composition of the human body. And the clay I dig up a meter deep, it never saw the sun. And clay absorbs like smells, vinegar. You'll have the smell of vinegar 8 days, 20 days later, like it's a bottle of vinegar. So you got to watch out where you get your clay. But likewise, when you pull out that wet clay or that damp clay, it's never seen the sun. So you know what clay becomes as a living mud? Because it's an organism. It's classified at the amoebal level. It's not dead sand or dead black earth. They even grow tomatoes in. It stores all the vitamins and proteins, not only of all the jungle around me and all these medicinal trees during the rain season, just getting wetter and wetter and drinking it year after year. But when the drought comes for 6 months, all that clay and the deeper recesses has never, ever seen the sun, sees the sun, and something happens. It sucks in and drinks the sun. And it becomes a storehouse for the sun's energy. So the sun is a huge healing source of light that regenerates your cells. If you don't have any sun, man, look at some people who don't have any sun. Canadians come down here, they walk around, they're all pasty and slow, falling apart. Meanwhile, people the same age here are toiling in the land, riding a horse. 90 years old, ranching like ahead of 100 cattle down the road. Banging the woman's sisters, making children all over the place. But taking care of all of them, they all have land. I don't know how they got it. You know, I have no theories. I got a neighbor over here. I told him about the red clay. He's missing all his teeth. I was like, man, God, you're living on toothpaste. What the fuck? How'd you lose your teeth? And I kept this to myself. That's why I got thick hair. That's why I look so young for my. That's why I got a good memory. That's why I'm in good shape. That's why I'm ready to roll. And you know what? You want to like put the whole world on pause? Right? 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Dog whistle me? I press pause on my cell's deterioration, and I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till this little fucking charade is over, and I won't age a fucking second. That's the power of God. You can have something fake. The universe ain't the guy who made it. You could love yourself and go namaste, and you got to love yourself, but it's like, you get to take your thing there, or you can't go in the border, you're going to come with us. It's like, no, here's my paper. Him saying, you didn't stand up for yourself. You didn't love yourself in that moment. So now you know you did something wrong, and God's going to forgive you because the roundup's going to happen. So what you got to do with your fake paper, because I'm giving you a heads up, is you take notes. You infiltrate all the fake paper people, because it's way more than you would actually want to believe. You know, it's 2.5 billion, 30% of the known world that didn't take the dork. But in the dorked are people who are card-carrying dorks that never dorked out. We need you. You know, a lot of people went with statistics that this thing was safe because somebody has a paper says they're a dork but never did it. They have no side effects. You have blood on your hands now. You have been providing the lying with statistics, positive, safe, and effective narrative. Because you're entered into the database, and you don't like Trudeau because he did this, but why are you escaping Canada? You got your paper, and he faked it too. I mean, I never saw anybody like, so, like, I know acting. I am like, you have no idea how I've like performed my entire observation. And then you have infomercial act. When this guy tried to tell it to the Canadian people, and I don't know how to explain it. It was like a rush. You're a drug addict. And that was some guy who was like, I can't explain the feeling that comes over you. It was like it was like a rush. It feels great, like great. Tony the Tiger for Kellogg's or Special K. He's a Special K. He's a special case himself, right? But I can't believe Canadians who I thought, like, I knew there was something like, I don't trust these people. They can fold in 2 years and then just commit mass suicide because somebody told them it was good for the world. That's how much they take their peacekeeping, arrogant, like self-pious, like I'm better than America complex. Because they really are. They've been engineered to think that, well, we're not American. Like Americans have been engineered, well, we're not like Mexico. Yeah, you stay there on that side of the wall, Dumbo, while you go and while you support a guy who's surrounding an Orthodox Christian church as we speak on Easter and is planning to murder the priests. You don't think that ain't going to be game time? Because I'm going to make it game time. And I'll tell you what, the only country in the world that is vocally, overtly on the news announced it's burning all its stock of its COVID vaccine, and you can fact check me all you want, is Russia. Yeah, the bad guy. Are you a Russian sympathizer? I'm just saying. They're the only country that are like, okay, we got to burn all this shit and strangle the scientist for Sputnik or drown him or whatever they did with him. Like one of the scientists with Sacrificer, right? Strangled himself, hung himself, had a heart on. Yeah, like in excess. Or like Carradine. Or like Robin Williams. Or like, yeah, he's jerking off. It's It's a way to get off in Hollywood when you've had too many women throw their bodies at you and you're not gay. Or you're gay and you're still in the closet, so this is your thing. Ooh, how many guys did that? Right. This is good. Yeah. And I don't know about the old days when they used to hang people. Was it to see the heart on a dead guy? I don't know. Is that why everybody showed up? Because I don't want to see somebody get hung. Unless it's Turdo. And that's where I'm going. Because you're on camera doing drugs, bro. Experimenting with drugs. And now that is the new pandemic. You know what happens when you round up all the people who are registered as vaccinated? Real or fake? You're back to normal. The meek shall inherit the earth. You're back to all the people who actually and you know what? Here's the good news. Each one of us know the truth about the shape of our world. So cheers to you for making it. And if you have a fake Vax Pass, come work for me. I'm going to be back. I'm taking off the red. I'm going to be doing a shave with pink clay. And you're going to see me get younger throughout these streams today. It's going to be back on the NASA channel. I hope I can get it going on my laptop and show you where I'm at with the guitar now. Cheers. Come back for part 2.